Anthony Scaramucci, the Mooch, predicts that Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2030. That's only 2 cycles away. We're reaching the next cycle top in 2025, right? And the next cycle top after that is 2029. But he believes Bitcoin will hit $1 million in 2030. And he believes that we are definitely past the bear market and we are now moving upwards and recovering. Okay, and he's not alone. There's so many people in this space that also believes that. And I do too. Bitcoin will reach $1 million. It's not a matter if, just a matter of when. Let's talk about Easter. So our good friend Stock Money Lizard posted this. And you know what? Looking at this is fantastic. Now you may be wondering, I saw someone in the live chat saying, well, you're only showing 3 Easters. What about the other Easters? Well, here's the thing. If you pay attention, these are the years after Bitcoin has fallen, okay, and have started recovery. That's why these years are important. For example, going back to the last cycle, 2017 was Bitcoin's top, tail end of 2017. 2018 was the year where we came down, and 2019 really was the year when we started coming back up, right? So that's why 2019 shows after Easter, we went on a 167% run. Same thing the cycle before. 2013 was a top. 2014 was a bad year. In 2015, 2016, kind of hovering until it started breaking out. And going back before that, 2012, I mean, that's just not even, I mean, back then Bitcoin was $4. Okay, so it's very different. So obviously right now, we are coming off a horrible 2022 year. 2021 was our top, right? So it makes sense that we may be mimicking what happened in 2019 and what happened in 2016. The percentage growth, who knows? Could be nothing. It could be 0. Or it could be 167%, or it could be 225%, or 95%. But history is on our side. So great things may come after Easter. But if it doesn't, so what? We just need to wait a bit longer. We know Bitcoin is the true store of value, the greatest store of value we have today. And only the price of admission to Bitcoin really is volatility. If you could withstand the volatility and you continue holding and continue DCA, you're setting yourself up for life-changing wealth or at least financial freedom. In terms of short term, this is what a lot of people think will happen. Okay, again, mimicking 2019. After hitting a bottom, recovering upwards, same thing happened in 2019 when Bitcoin hit $3,000, shot up to $14,000 before coming back down again, right? So a lot of people think we are going to do that we will skyrocket up possibly to 40 or 50,000 before we retrace in a big way and then boom, start moving towards the previous high and breaking through that as we get closer to the next halving event. This certainly could be in play. So if we do shoot up very quickly to $50,000, well, we have to prepare for that. But if it doesn't happen, we slowly go up towards the end of the year. That's probably like the best case scenario. Look at this. One of the guys that want to be the prime minister is saying that he will promise to airdrop $300 of crypto to every citizen if elected. So, I mean, it goes to show you, countries now are embracing it. Leaders are embracing it, right? Or new leaders, potential leaders, they're all embracing it. When you have countries that's starting to embrace Bitcoin and crypto, that tells you that we're in a time that's very different than previous cycles. Previous cycles driven only by retail FOMO. Now it's different. Now it's countries FOMOing, and you have institutions FOMOing. I mean, look at this. You have Bank of America, one of the biggest banks on the planet, and Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers on the planet. They purchased $75 million worth of MicroStrategy stock in Q1. Okay, why do you think they did that? Because they want more exposure to Bitcoin, right? That's why MicroStrategy stock has been doing well so far this year. MicroStrategy itself bought more Bitcoin. And Bitcoin hits $1 million each. What is that? That's like $14 trillion or something. It would make MicroStrategy the richest company on earth. That's what Michael Saylor is trying to do. I mean, just pay attention to this. If you don't believe in the charts, you don't believe in patterns, fractal stuff that I've been showing guys, when institutions are getting in who openly said that they now hold Bitcoin, that they're coming out with more funds relating to Bitcoin. And when they own stock like MicroStrategy and so does Fidelity and Bank of America and everyone else, just put two and two together, right? These guys don't make their moves lightly. And if they do make a move, it's the tip of the iceberg, really. They have big ambitions, big plans, and that's all happening. And there's not enough Bitcoin to go around. So here's another longer term chart to look at. So many similarities to back in 2019. This one is comparing us to the beginning of the bull run of 2021 when we finally broke out and then just didn't stop, right? And that was at $10,000. Okay, $10,000. Think about that, right? A lot of us are complaining about Bitcoin being stuck at 28,000 or 20,000. Just imagine before when we were stuck at 10,000 and below. Okay, it was a very different time. And that's also important to remember because every single cycle that we move, we form higher lows and higher highs. Every single cycle. It's going to be no different this time around. So how high will this cycle go? Anticipated it could go as high as 200,000, 250,000, right? And maybe we do retrace from there and go back down to 50,000. Well, that's not too bad. Then our next low is 50, 40,000. That's not too bad. And then what happens afterwards? Do we hit $1 million the cycle after that? It's anyone's guess, right? But we are definitely moving according to plan. Nothing has changed, despite the fact Bitcoin is operating in a very harsh environment also. This is the very first recession Bitcoin has gone through, right? Not only that, that year 2022 when we came down, that was the fastest the Fed has ever raised its rates. And now we're starting to see bank failures, and Bitcoin is surviving all of it. And not only that, getting stronger, right? This narrative that somehow Bitcoin is a store of value, never been proven, is starting to prove itself right now. This narrative that Bitcoin can withstand recessions, it's proving that narrative right now, right? I mean, there's just so much goodness to Bitcoin. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but you guys know, most of you guys are regulars, you guys know Bitcoin is the true path. And if you want to opt out of our Ponzi financial system, you opt into Bitcoin.